Hello people of YouTube, I am Chaotic Carboxylol and I am here to talk to you today about the chemical known as glyphosate. For people who don't know what that is or are very confused by what I just said, glyphosate is a weed killer that farmers spray on their plants to keep weeds from growing. It's usually used industrially, but it's also available commercially as well. You can buy it at whatever store you buy your weed killer at. For me, it's Fred Meyer. Roundup is a weed killer with a long history and a lot of controversy. However, that's all boring, and I'm sure you didn't click on this video to hear me talk about things that are boring. I mean, who does that? Instead, I'm going to talk to you about interesting things. How glyphosate affects plants and how spraying it on plants is affecting the human beings that eat those plants. Okay, maybe that's not interesting to some of you, but I think you should keep watching this video anyway because it's going to be really good. Now, basically, glyphosate is a non-selective competitive enzyme inhibitor. What does this mean? Well, it means that when an enzyme in a plant called EPSPS is trying to catalyze the reaction in plants called aromatic amino acid synthesis, it can't do that because glyphosate mimics the shape of EPSPS and bonds with that substrate instead. Because the plant is unable to perform aromatic amino acid synthesis, it dies. To recap, 1. Glyphosate bonds to the substrate of EPSPS. 2. EPSPS is unable to catalyze the reaction of aromatic amino acid synthesis. 3. The plant dies. Since glyphosate is non-selective, the company that makes it needed a way for farmers to spray it on their crops without killing their crops. They did this via genetic modification. Modifying these plants allowed glyphosate to be sprayed on the plants constantly with no worry of the plants ever dying. However, consuming these plants can have serious ramifications to people's health. This is the really fun part now, how glyphosate reacts with the human body. There's a scale of bad in consuming glyphosate or being in contact with glyphosate. There's kind of bad, and then there's a really bad. On the kind of bad scale, farmers who spray glyphosate on their crops, if it comes into contact with their skin or with their eyes, you can have irritation. Nothing major, I mean, your skin won't fall off. However, the real problems with glyphosate come when you consume it. If you consume enough of it over a long enough period of time, bad things will start to happen. Some studies have indicated that when you consume glyphosate, it will mimic certain hormones in your body. This can have a lot of effects on human reproduction, and people who eat it can even have problems reproducing. If a woman is pregnant, there can be problems with sexual differentiation that can cause mutations in her fetus. Ingestion of glyphosate can also cause other health problems, such as limited bone growth and allergic reaction. None of this is good, and it kind of sucks. So since you never know which plants, or really even animals, since they feed genetically modified alfalfa to a lot of different farm animals now, you never know which one's going to be infected with glyphosate, so how can you make sure that you don't consume any and have any of these problems? Basically, to make sure that you're not consuming glyphosate, you can buy organically, you can buy locally, and you can find out which foods at your supermarket were grown with glyphosate when compared to other chemicals. This is really inconvenient, I understand, and I'm sorry about that, but sometimes if you want to decrease world suck, you just have to go out of your way a few steps. Anyway, thank you for watching my video introduction to glyphosate. Please thumb it up if you liked it, thumb it down if you didn't, and leave comments down in the thingy. And tell me if you want to see something else like this, because I really would like to keep doing things like this. I have other ideas. Let me know. All right, see you next time.